LSD was made federally illegal in the United States in 1968, but the reason for this banning is not clear. Although it is known to cause hallucinations and altered states of mind, it is a non-addictive and generally safe drug. According to the journal The Myth of Moral Panic, LSD was banned due to negative publicity surrounding the hippie subculture, and in 1970 it was listed as one of the most harmful and highly illegal drugs in our country. But why? As a citizen of the United States and often very skeptical of our government, I wanted to look into these psychedelic drugs and their effects on the self and society. There are many findings supporting the good qualities of psychedelic drug experiences and not many of the bad. Psychedelic drugs have been proved through research to inspire creativity and new outlooks in everyday thinking and open people to spiritual experiences. Steve Jobs was once quoted saying, "LSD shows you that there's another side to the coin, and you can't remember it when it wears off, but you know it." Steve Jobs, as well as many others, see LSD and similar drugs as a way to tear down the wall between the conscious and unconscious mind. Researchers have shown that in these altered states of mind, even the most intelligent of people are able to come to realizations they wouldn't have seen without the drug. One of the most impressive studies on this was by Dr. James Fadiman, a pioneer in psychedelic drug research in the early 1960s, who wanted to test the effects of these drugs on the brain. In his book, The Psychedelic Explorer's Guide, he describes a study in which his research team dosed academics as well as designers with LSD in order to test its effects on their visual and analytical work. The superiors of these academics then compared their new work while under the influence to that of their previous work and agreed with the patients that this not only improved their endeavors, but helped them to solve problems that had been seemingly impossible before. But not only do these drugs help to create new ways of thinking, they can also help with pre-existing medical problems, including many mental health and addiction cases. In the Journal for the Scientific Study of Religion, psychologist Charles Savage was saying that of his 200 alcoholic and 70 neurotic patients, those that had an intense psychedelic experience along with conventional therapy improved on all counts more than those who only received conventional therapy. In an article entitled Psychedelics by Eugene Taylor, he stated that a plant classified as a psychedelic showed major improvements in helping heroin addicts to relieve the symptoms of withdrawal. But scientists aren't the only ones who see these drugs as having positive implications. For thousands of years, humans have used drugs in religious ceremonies and have claimed to have spiritual realizations and encounters during their psychedelic experience. In Anthropology of Psychedelics, it is thought that the earliest use of these drugs was a mushroom called soma used by the shamans in Siberia, and they used this to connect to the spiritual world. As it is well known, many Native American shamans also used a psychedelic drug called peyote in order to talk to what they believed were spirits. Many shamanistic cultures like this still exist today in places such as the Amazon, where they use a powerful hallucinogen called ayahuasca. Graham Hancock explores ayahuasca in The War on Consciousness, where he says that this drug helped them to find their purpose in life. Timothy Leary, a famous advocate of psychedelics, stated saying, "He had the most religious experience of his life and was able to apply his life to the religious experience of man, one which man has been trying to write about for thousands of years after taking psilocybin mushrooms." Leary, a Harvard student at the time, was given permission by the school to design experiments which studied these religious experiences that were produced by these drugs. His research later led him to the faith of Hinduism, where he continued the use of psychedelic drugs in order to practice his religion. As you can now see, there is scientific research as well as spiritual belief claiming that these drugs are not harmful, but in fact beneficial to society. In conclusion, I hope you all see a new insight on these harmful and highly illegal drugs. Psychedelic drugs have been used for centuries to inspire creativity, improve mental health, and connect people to their spiritual beliefs. Due to the prohibition of these drugs, little research has been done over the past 50 years, despite the positive findings found prior to 1968. I'm in no way advocating the recreational use of drugs, but I do believe that in our society, the illegal should not always be synonymous with the bad, and that widely held beliefs do not always match up with reality, and it is up to us to challenge them.